Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie and I do food related content here on this channel. So this week's video I'm super excited for. It is in collaboration with some other amazing ladies here on YouTube, and we are sharing copycat recipes from some of our favorite restaurants. This collaboration is actually hosted by Valerie over at Life with Valerie Rose, as well as Adrienne from Adrienne Marie. I'll have the link to their channels down below, as well as the link to the playlist. So let's head on over to the kitchen and let's get started. First up is a copycat of Olive Garden's chicken gnocchi soup, and this was really good. So I'm going to start by chopping up all of my veggies. You're going to need 2 cups of thinly sliced celery, 1 cup of finely chopped onions, and 2 cups of matchstick carrots. I've heated up about 2 tablespoons of oil in a large saucepan here, and to that I'm adding in my veggies. I'm going to saute with some salt and pepper for about 5 minutes. Now I'm adding 3 teaspoons of minced garlic, and I'm going to let this cook for another 2 minutes. After about 2 minutes, I'm adding in my chicken. This is 4 chicken breasts that I've cut into bite-sized pieces. I'm also adding in half a teaspoon of thyme and 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm going to give this a quick stir, and then I'm going to add 10 cups of chicken broth. I'm now going to bring this to a boil, and I'm going to reduce the heat and let this simmer for about 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to warm up 2 cups of heavy cream, which is also called whipping cream. I'm just going to add this to a small pot, and I'm going to warm it up, and the reason for that is because you don't want it to curdle once you add it to your hot soup. So it's been about 15 minutes, so now I'm adding in my cream. Going to give this a quick stir, and then in another pot, I'm going to melt 3/4 cup of butter. Once the butter is melted, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of flour, and I'm going to whisk this until completely smooth. You want to make sure that there are no lumps. This is called a roux, and this is what's going to thicken up your soup. So this right here is the consistency that you're looking for. So now I'm going to stir this into the soup and mix it till well combined. Next, I'm going to add my gnocchi. I'm adding 2 500-gram packages of gnocchi, and let me tell you, this soup made my whole house smell amazing. It smelled so good. So now that I've added my gnocchi, I'm going to add 4 cups of roughly chopped spinach, and as you can see, my pot is extremely full. So if you have a taller pot, use that, but this is the biggest one that I had, so I just had to really be careful while stirring. So now I'm just going to let this cook for another 5 minutes, just long enough to soften the gnocchi, and then we will be ready to serve. I just served this with some grated Parmesan cheese on top, and this was really good. However, I can't let you know if this tasted exactly the same as the one from Olive Gardens because I've actually never been to one. We don't have that restaurant here where I live, but I've heard amazing things about it, and this recipe just looked like something I would really love, and so I really wanted to give it a try, and I'm glad I did because I really enjoyed it. If you decide to give this recipe a try, and if you have tried the one from Olive Gardens, then let me know in the comments down below if they do truly taste the same. I would love to know. All in all, I do recommend this recipe. It was very delicious. Now on to the next meal. This next recipe is one that we love to have when we go out to eat to Boston Pizza, and that is a copycat of their jambalaya. The first thing you want to do is prep your meat, which I've already done off camera. So you're going to need 3 sliced hot Italian sausage. You're also going to need about 1 pound of sliced chicken breasts, which equals to about 2 chicken breasts. And you're also going to need half a cup of frozen cooked shrimp. Now these have already been thawed, and I've taken off the tails, so they're all ready to go. Before I start cooking the meat, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly chop up 1 green bell pepper. Now in a bowl, I'm adding 1 can of whole tomatoes, and I'm just going to quickly mash them with a potato masher. So everything's ready to go. So now in a large skillet, I've heated up some oil, and I'm going to fry up my chicken with a little bit of salt and pepper. In the meantime, I'm going to get started on my pasta. I'm adding about half a pound of linguine to a large pot of salted boiling water, and I'm just going to cook this according to package directions. Once my chicken is about halfway done, I'm going to add in my sausages, and I'm just going to cook these for about a minute or so, just to let them brown on each side, and then I'm going to add in my shrimps. Here I'm adding 1 teaspoon of paprika, followed by 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and you can adjust this to your taste. Going to give this a good stir and let this cook until the chicken and sausages are completely done. Once everything is cooked, I'm going to add in my tomatoes, and I'm going to let this simmer for about 15 minutes on medium heat. Now you may have noticed here that I've transferred this to an even larger skillet, and that's because I knew I wasn't going to have enough room once I added my pasta in. After about 15 minutes, I'm adding in my green peppers. I'm also adding 1 teaspoon of basil, 1 teaspoon of thyme, and 1 teaspoon of garlic. And then the last thing to go in is 3/4 cup of chicken broth. I'm going to bring this back to a boil and let this simmer until the liquid has reduced to half. At this point, you can also taste it to see if it needs more paprika or more cayenne pepper. I had this simmering for about 15 minutes, and now I'm going to toss in my pasta. This jambalaya was very delicious, and I do think it tasted just like the one at Boston Pizza, although I can't know for sure because I haven't been there in such a long time. I would have to eat it again to know for sure, but it was really good, very flavorful. We really did enjoy it, and I'll definitely be making it again. Alright you guys, so that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out the playlist for some more great dinner ideas and inspiration. And thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I will see you again in my next one. Bye guys.